Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 20 of Always Tell Me the Odds, a Star Wars Unlimited podcast. My name is Magnus, and with me today is, as usual, Marcus. How are you today,
Hello.
Marcus?
Doing good. Doing good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a bit more unusual for us this week. It's not a Monday we're recording. We
Yeah.
didn't have time this Monday, so it's Wednesday now.
Yep. Eastern came in there.
Yeah. And
So
messed things up. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's episode 20. That feels like a milestone somehow. I don't know why, but it feels like a milestone.
Yeah, feels really nice already. Episode 20. It doesn't feel like we've done 20 episodes already.
No,
I
sure
mean,
not. Yeah.
it's been really fun to do, at least. So
Yeah.
I guess that's when you have fun, you don't think about how long you're doing
True.
it, I guess.
And also, it's like we were talking about it a little bit before here, but I am a little bit surprised that we have got so much good feedback from you listeners about the podcast, and that I am really glad to see that, because I didn't know when we started this if there would be any listeners, but actually there are, and you all give us very good feedback, and I am very, very happy about that, and I appreciate all of you listening for sure.
Yeah, we appreciate that very much.
Yeah.
If you, we're always open for questions.
Yeah.
If you want to give us a question on YouTube or in our Discord or anywhere you can find us, just ask away. So,
ask away, or have suggestions for what you want us to talk about or whatever. We love to interact with you listeners for sure.
Yeah, we really do.
Yeah.
So what have you been up to in Star Wars Unlimited this past week?
Yeah, so it's a little bit more than a week now, but last week my girlfriend was here visiting me. She's not living in Sweden, she's living in another European country, so it's not very often we meet. So I couldn't play with any days of those that we usually meet up and play the local group. And she is not a gamer at all. She doesn't play anything, either gaming on computer or card games or anything like that. Never done. So there's no interest there. But she was like, couldn't you play some Star Wars? Because she had tried it before, so she knows the rules. And I was like, sure, we can do that. And every day she wanted to play. And there were one evening we were sitting. We started at 6 p.m. I think it was, and we were playing for like 4 or 5 hours. And finally I was like, shouldn't we do something else? But she was like,
That's
no,
really
poor
nice.
Vader need to win. I was like, okay.
So how did it go?
I mean, she loves playing the Vader starter deck that is from the first set, the Sparkled Rebellion set. She loves to play that. But this time she played an Obi-Wan blue that I have built, that is built from another deck, of course. And she liked that, so she played it a lot. And she won some matches and some she lost, but it was a pretty good fight. It was fun to play, at least. Yeah. So that was good. So I actually played more last week than I usually do. So yeah. And
more in person at least than you usually do.
Yeah, for sure. I actually don't play it super much digitally anymore. Mostly because I don't have time, but also because I enjoy meeting up and play. And also it's Wednesday today, as we said, and yesterday we met up at our local store and played. I tried out my homebrew. I have finally, as I promised, built a Luke deck. So I built a Luke green deck. It actually works decently.
I mean, with Django gone, I think Luke 2 or the new Luke, I don't know, Pilot Luke.
Oh yeah, the Pilot
maybe
Luke,
you should call him. Is quite good actually. Yeah. You can really do a lot of damage quite fast. Almost like kind of a Sabine deck, but mostly in space, I guess.
It's mostly space for sure.
But it's quite different than Sabine.
Yeah,
how you play it. But I mean,
it doesn't feel as aggressive as Sabine did. But
it can be very aggressive.
It can be very aggressive.
So yeah.
But
that's nice.
Yeah, it was actually we also said that it was really nice playing yesterday now when Django is gone, because there were way more different decks now. There were way more variation playing. So that was a lot of fun. The only thing that was not fun was your deck.
It's super fun to play. Maybe not to face. I don't know.
Yeah, no. But what have you been doing?
Yeah, so I've been playing a lot because I'm going to Lille next, not this weekend, not the upcoming weekend, but the weekend after. I'm going to the regional qualifier in Lille, France. So that's going to be amazing. Unfortunately, you're not joining me this time.
I am not. True.
Maybe another time, hopefully.
Yeah.
So I've been trying out decks for that. I've been trying out some Iden now, and you don't like to face Iden, I guess?
Absolutely not. It's like meeting the Bosk Blue or something. Bosk Green.
Yeah. We'll see if that's the deck I'm bringing or not. I'm not quite sure yet.
Of course.
I really like to play it, but we'll see. We'll see.
I was just about to say that.
It does help that I have a showcase Iden. Also.
True.
I am, I don't know, there's something wrong with me probably, but I really like to play with the shiny stuff.
It's nice though.
So it's nice. Yeah. It's a really beautiful showcase as well.
It is.
Golden,
I agree.
Yeah.
But I was about to say that, have you actually decided on a deck 1.5 weeks before the tournament? Because most of the time you decide that 1 day before.
I usually kind of decide, but I never say 100% because, for instance, now I think there is a big tournament this weekend upcoming in America, somewhere in the States,
in the US.
And I mean, if something happens there that really shows how the meta is going to be, there is one deck that really shows, and you could think that maybe the same thing will happen in Lille.
Yeah.
And I have a deck that it has a horrible matchup against that deck. Then I might change decks because
that makes sense.
That's not a fun experience. But so I never really choose the deck until the week of
the tournament. So you might know the meta a little bit better.
Yeah, but I mean, I usually narrow it down to 1 or 2 decks that I really try to play a lot.
Yeah.
The weeks coming up to the tournament, try to tweak and learn how to sideboard and what matchups needs what cards and all of that. I really like. I've said this before on the podcast. That's one of my favorite things in this game is the build up before a large tournament.
Yeah.
Trying
I know
out
you like that.
Stuff. Just go walking around doing the dishes at home and
thinking about the deck.
about what I should change in my deck or and I mean just have something to occupy you while doing boring chores and stuff. So I really like that.
Yeah. I have been infected by that bug also because I'm thinking about it all the time now. Today I was in a conference with work and I was sitting there. I thought I listened to the presenter, but I didn't because I was thinking about how can I tweak my Luke deck here.
Yeah.
So
you did think about the more important stuff
in
life.
True. Should we also tell there was an episode yesterday where we were playing in our local store that happened. That was that you got a little bit happy about, and I was what the dang.
I had the pleasure of opening a showcase.
Yes, but the thing is that so the Carbonite showcases or the Carbonite boosters, they have been sold out for ages at least here in Sweden, or at least at our shop. And he had got 2 for some reason. He found two boosters.
I
think it was a person who did not pick them up who ordered them, so he had those 2 boosters. And then one of the players there that we play with, he bought one and he opened it and so on. And then we were 3 people sitting there, and I was like, maybe I should go buy the second one because I haven't bought any carbonate. I think they are too expensive, but it was like, maybe I should just do that because there's one left. Why not? And I was like, well, I was sitting there and thinking about it, and then we started to play. Then you come. And you're like, hey, I bought this one. I was like, oh, cool. Yeah, I was thinking about it. And you open it, and it was a freaking showcase. I was like, dang.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you got it because I know you like Thrawn as a character in the Star Wars universe. And I also know you really want to play Thrawn. So I'm glad you got that.
Yeah, I was really happy opening. Actually, this is the third showcase I've opened, but it's the first one with a character that I actually wanted. So
that's nice.
It's a Thrawn showcase. It's really nice. I hope to be able to play. I mean, I'm gonna play the character, and I'm gonna make a deck. But I'm hoping in future I could bring a deck with me to a tournament with Thrawn. That would be real fun. Or maybe it could be a Twin Suns deck in the future when we get more sets and more when defeated cards.
Yeah.
That could be a thing as well.
Like tomorrow, where your 90 card deck.
I built my first 80 card Twin Suns deck. Actually, became a 90 card Twin Suns deck because I chose to use the Data Vault. It's called, right? The Data Vault.
Yeah, Data Vault. Should we say what that does? Because
players. You have to have 10 more cards in your deck, but you also get 3 more life on the base.
Yeah.
So the Data Vault base. So I got a 90 card deck. I always double sleeve my cards as well, so that's quite a big stack actually.
You will have a stand beside them so they don't fall over.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting shuffling that tomorrow, but we'll see. It's gonna be fun to play.
Yeah, should also say that because that's something I didn't know before since I'm new to this. Yeah. But if you put in why you get 3 more health on your base when you put in 10 extra cards into the deck is because you lower the percentage of drawing the actual cards you want. You spread out the chance of getting the cards more. Yeah. So that's why you get 3 more.
My reasoning in Twin Suns is that you already have 80 cards in the deck.
Yeah,
so 10 more is not as much as in a normal Premier.
Yeah.
It's more impactful in a Premier format because you only have 50. You go from 50 to 60.
Yeah.
Going from 80 to 90 is, of course, a lesser percentage.
Yeah. It's also singletons in a...
It's singleton, yes. So it's already like 1 in 80 or 1 in 90 is not that big of a difference, I'd say.
It's just 10 more cards you won't draw.
Yeah, and I made it... it's now that we're talking about it, it's a Grievous Iden deck. I really like Iden in Twin Suns.
Yeah.
She feels like a really good hero.
She's really good
leader there. Yeah. And I've been interested in trying out Grievous because, as we've said before, like we think Sentinels are really good in Twin Suns.
Yeah.
And every turn he can make a droid Sentinel.
Yeah. That's.
So I've put I'm playing blue, green, yellow, and I've put all of the droids in those colors in the deck, and also 15 vulture droids.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be interesting to see if.
And we need to take down the droids since they are sentinels, and then Iden will heal you. So that will.
Yeah, that's the plan. We'll see if it works or if
you will
it
have
doesn't work at all.
3 against you.
maybe we'll see.
I will come with my Han 2 Obi-Wan. I really like that combination. I've had a lot of fun.
It feels like a great combination.
Yeah, it does.
I really like Twin Suns. Is super fun.
It's great
format. Yeah,
for sure.
And tomorrow we actually get to because Emil in our local group bought the nice Twin Suns mat. So he's gonna bring that tomorrow. So hopefully we'll get to play on that mat as well.
Can see if we remember. We can take a picture of it and
we
put
should.
it on our Instagram. Actually,
yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, we put it in our Discord and on Instagram if we remember to take the picture.
Yeah, gonna try to remember.
Yeah,
but otherwise, I've been playing a lot of games, trying to play as much as possible in person with people and trying out decks for the tournament. So that's gonna be very interesting. Yeah.
Nice. So lots of playing for both of us.
it's so fun that you thought about getting the Carbonite booster, because I'm so weak on things like when I got in and I needed some new sleeves, so I picked up some sleeves and went to the cash register, and the guy there, he was like, "Oh, we actually found these two Carbonite boosters." Okay, yeah. And one got bought, but so we only have one left. And when someone says like we only have one left, it's really hard not to buy it.
Yeah,
I guess.
True. I was buying 3 boosters because of the draft. We buy 3 boosters to play there, and then there were one left. Like, okay, I buy 4. I can't leave that one.
Yeah. That's how you do it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So. Today we were thinking about talking a bit about next set. We have gotten some spoilers for the next set.
Yes.
Set 5, the Legends of the Force.
Yes.
Set. And it looks so far really like it's going to be a super fun set.
Interesting.
A very interesting and very iconic set, because...
For sure.
So if you don't want spoilers at all, you should probably not listen to the rest of this. You can come back when we do our last segment, I guess.
Because we have a special thing in the last segment. Always tell me about segment. There's a special thing there. So keep staying.
Shouldn't miss that.
No, for sure.
Because in the next set, all of the leaders will be Force leaders.
Mm-hmm.
So it's gonna be probably a lot of iconic characters. It's gonna be really fun.
For sure.
So I'll just start us off by
Can I just say something? Yeah. Because since when they started to talk about this, because as all of you know who listens to this, I am very new into TCG still, and when they started to release spoilers on this, I was like, hold on. We just got the 4th set. What is going on? Chill, because I was so overwhelmed. I was so overwhelmed for the 4th set coming out, the Jump of Lightspeed. And I was like, oh my god, there's so much to learn now. And then suddenly there were coming spoilers for the next set. And I was like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
So, but I also think it's a good thing. We had talked about this before, and it's good to keep the game alive and so on, for sure.
Yeah, and I mean it's quite a while until this set releases. I think it's in July, so it's.
But my newbie brain was stressed out.
Yeah, and it's a good thing. I like how they do this in Star Wars. They give us a few cards quite fast, actually, after a set has released, and then it doesn't happen that much. Maybe 1 card a week or something like that, and then when they come into, as they usually call, like spoiler season, a few weeks before release, a lot of cards get spoiled. So I really like how they do that. So it's nice to know, like we've gotten now, just a few hints, and like we gotten 2 leaders and a few cards. To know what the next set's going to be about.
For sure.
And that's quite fun. So let's start to talk a bit about the leaders. I think I can start with because I'm on the villainy side. I'm gonna bring up Darth Maul is spoiled. Both leaders that are spoiled is the starter leaders, so they will come in as the starter decks. So Darth Maul, Sith Revealed is his
Sith Revealed
flavor text. He has an action. Use the Force. Lose your Force token. Deal 1 damage to a unit and 1 damage to a different unit. So you can do 1 damage to 2 different units.
Yeah.
And when he deploys on 6, he's a 5/6. When he's deployed, he has the same thing. On attack, he can deal 1 damage to a unit and 1 damage to a different unit. So he doesn't need to use the Force there. So I guess before we go any further, maybe we should bring up what the Force is.
Exactly, because that's a new thing that is very different from anything else in the game, actually.
Yeah, and we don't know everything about it, of course, but we've seen they've spoiled all colors or the 4 colors bases. Like the blue one is called Shadowed Undercity.
Yep.
It has 28 health, and when a friendly force unit attacks, the force is with you. Create your force token. So the force is going to be represented by a token in the game.
Yeah.
My guess is that you can only have the force or not. So it's just like you can only have one force token at a time, because then you have the force.
Yeah.
And then there is going to be a lot of actions and like cards that uses the force token, or maybe, as we've seen, one card at least that can create the force token.
Exactly.
So it's quite interesting that all 4 common bases have the exact same text. So we have like the blue, green, yellow, and red all have 28 health, and they have when a friendly force unit attacks, the force is with you. So you create the force token.
Yeah.
So this is
a
really fun mechanic to. It's gonna give like a new dimension in the game.
Yeah.
When you play decks with the force.
Yeah. It almost feels like most decks will have 28 health instead of 30 because we want to have the force somehow.
Yeah, I mean, at least when you do sealed or draft, that's definitely gonna be the case.
Yeah,
of course. But I mean, even when you start doing premier decks, you can use like Ray is a force character leader. Yeah. She could maybe be using the force in her deck and using a. I mean, she herself doesn't have an action that uses the force, but she might want to do that.
She can activate it from the base there with
yeah. Because I guess a lot of other like units and cards going to use the force.
True. Yeah.
So maybe you could bring up the next leader that we have.
Yes, that is actually. This is actually. So now I will spoil a little bit what I am. That I am not a like super Star Wars fan because I don't even know how to pronounce this. Qui-Gon. Yeah. I have seen it, so I know him. I know about him. Qui-Gon Jinn. So Qui-Gon Jinn is the heroism side of the starter decks, the 2 starter decks that comes out, and he's yellow and white then, and he has an action which is you use the force, the token you give that away, and then the text says return a friendly non-leader unit to its owner's hand. Play a non-villain unit that costs less than the returned unit from your hand for free. So that was a mouthful. But basically, you take up a non-leader unit to your hand, and then you play a non-villain unit that costs less than the one you picked up, and you play that for free. So you can.
So you can't play the same unit. That
exactly.
Yeah.
And also, when you deploy him, then he deploys on 6 like Maul. And he's a force unit, Jedi and Republic. That's his traits. And he has the same text. So when this unit completes an attack and survives, you may return a friendly non-leader unit to its owner's hand, play a non-villain unit that costs less than the returned unit from your hand for free. So what does the flavor text say? Student of the Living Force. Nice. I really like the picture of him. They have made that really well. So that is, I think that he's at 4/7 also. Sorry, I didn't say that. But I think that's a very interesting. I was thinking, my first thought was, so my first newbie thought here was like, that's a really cool thing because you can play something, and when that gets hurt, you just pick it up and play out something else for free that is not hurt. And I think that's
you can build a when played deck with him. So you have if you have a lot of units that has when played
I didn't
effect.
think about that.
Then you can like play them over and over again.
Of course.
And get the when played effect.
Oh, I didn't think about that. That's super.
For instance, you have if you have Luke unit that we all know is one of the best cards in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Say that you already have him like Yeah, or maybe you have you can bring him back to your hand so you can be able to play him again.
Oh my gosh.
To get the when played effect.
I haven't even thought about that. That is amazing.
Yeah. There is a lot of when played effects, and I guess there's going to be a lot more from this set because of Qui-Gon being in the set, I guess.
Yeah.
So that's very interesting.
So, maybe I will
gonna be, I think, feels like a very strong ability at least.
Yeah.
And of course, that it depends on how easy it's going to be to get the force. Of course.
Yeah.
You can get it each time if you have the base. You can get it each time you attack with the force unit.
Yeah.
So if you have like almost only force units in your deck, it's probably not going to be a problem for you to get the force. And I mean, yellow, white already has quite a lot of force units.
Yeah. And if you add in blue there, you have a lot of them.
Yeah, and this set is just going to give you even more force units.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's going to be a big problem.
True.
At all, actually.
Yeah.
I think it's going to feels like it could be a very strong hero.
It will be interesting to see.
It's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be very
maybe that will be the leader. Like I said, I will make a Luke deck in the jump to light speed. Maybe this is the one that I was like, this is the one. But I haven't seen the other leaders yet, so we'll see.
And I mean, it's nice to get a new kind of resource in the game.
Yeah.
The force is going to be quite it's like a resource you need to be able to do certain things.
Yeah.
And that gives a new dynamic to how to play. You need to attack with the force unit before, maybe if you don't have the force, and then you can do like play a card that uses the force or use an action that uses the force. It's
True.
It's going to make you have to plan your play style in those decks.
True.
So that's going to be very interesting to see.
Yeah.
There is a few other cards that's been spoiled as well. One of them that I'm really intrigued of because I am a Palpatine player at heart. So there is a new Palpatine, you can say. There is Darth Sidious, the Phantom Menace. He's an 8-cost, blue-black, 6/8. He's Force Separatist Sith. He has Restore 2. That's always nice. We don't have as much Restore in Villainy as Heroism has.
We don't have much. What do you mean?
And he has the fun when played. You may use the Force. If you do, defeat each non-Sith unit with 3 or less remaining HP. So he's kind of a board wipe when if you have the Force. At least he takes care of smaller units or like damaged units works as well.
I think you need to define fun here. Because
I mean, I immediately saw a very, very fun combo is that if you already have Snoke out and he gives -2/-2 to each unit, and then you play Darth Sidious, gonna kill a lot of units.
I mean, Snoke,
but that's 2 8-cost units, so that's maybe won't happen that often. But
it could.
Quite fun, yeah.
That is actually,
I can go through a few more
my
of these,
the worst card I know in the game, or like worst card, but it's like it's my hate object number 1. It's Snoke. I fucking hate that card. That and Avenger.
It's one of the most fun cards to play, actually.
Yeah, to play, I guess, but not really to play against.
So I'll just go through some of the like villainy cards that's been spoiled.
Yeah, the ones you have seen, like you like.
Yeah. Also, there is an event called Drain Essence. It's a blue-black, cost 2. Deal 2 damage to a unit, and the force is with you. Create your force token. So that's kind of nice that there are going to be events and probably units that creates the force token when you play them.
Yeah.
So you have a way of getting the force without like using the bases. Or probably even some leaders might have an action that creates the force.
Or just an event that like makes the force.
I could see like the powerful force users as leaders could be like if Yoda comes again in this set, or maybe Palpatine or Darth Sidious comes as a leader.
True.
They are so powerful, so they could have like an action. You pay something or you defeat the unit, or for like the villainy side, maybe you defeat the unit and create a force token, and for like Yoda, maybe you, I don't know, exhaust the unit or pay something and creates the force. That would be quite cool if the like very powerful force users could make that.
True.
There is also Darth Maul's lightsaber, the double-bladed. It's nice. It's a red, black 3-cost. Gives you +4/+2, so that's it's a lot of attack. Yeah. And when played, if attached unit is Darth Maul, you may attack with him. For this attack, he gains overwhelm and can't attack bases. So this is quite nice because we already have a few units that is Darth Maul, at least 2.
Yeah.
We have the green Darth Maul that he has ambush. Yeah. But I immediately thought about the red Darth Maul that has I think he's a 5/6, and when he attacks, he gets to attack 2 units.
Oh yeah, that's true. Ooh.
So if you play this on him,
that will be strong.
He gets +4, so he's a 9 attack. He can't attack bases, but if your opponent has 2 units, he can attack both, and he has overwhelm. So
does he have
he'll overwhelm both? Oh. He'll overwhelm both units. Ooh. So that could be potentially a lot of damage if you have
that can be very
that combo.
Strong. Yeah. Interesting.
I guess maybe should bring that up. I don't know if that Maul is called Darth Maul, or maybe he's just a Maul. Yeah. I'm not sure.
But you could look that up. So do you want to take some other cars, or I can go through the cars I've been thinking about?
Yeah, the red one is actually a Darth Maul.
All right.
I think the green one is probably only called Maul. Yeah. So maybe it doesn't work on the green one, but it works on the red one. So that's
and also the leader.
That's quite,
of course.
Yeah, of course. And then I can actually go through these, and then you can take over. So we have Maul's spaceship, the Scimitar. Sith Infiltrator. It's quite a cool ship. Played with that when I played X-Wing miniatures quite a lot.
Of course you did.
And it's, of course, they usually do this quite well. They match the ships and like the lightsabers so that they work very well with the leader.
Yeah.
So this is a only black 4-cost 3/4 Sith vehicle transport.
Yeah.
While this unit is damaged, it gets +3/+0. So because Maul's ability, it doesn't say that he has to damage opponent's units.
No.
So he could damage this and then make it a 6/3 instead of a 3/4.
Yeah.
So that could be
6/4 instead of a 3/4. Yeah.
Yeah, well, he's got 1 damage.
Oh yeah, that one. That's true. That's true. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. That is super strong.
And the last villainy card is quite an
crazy one.
It's a Savage Opress. It's Darth Maul's brother. He is a 6-cost red black 9/6. He's got Force Knight. Nice. He has Overwhelm with his 9/6, and he has when played and when defeated, you may use the Force, lose your Force token. If you don't, deal 9 damage to your base.
I think that is super cool. That it goes like you can use it for a good thing, but they can also put stuff on the card so it's like you use it or
and it's both on when played and when defeated. So
that's twice.
You can, of course, you can see to it that you have the Force when you play him.
Yeah.
so that you don't take the damage. But when you're not in control of when he gets defeated.
No.
So that might be 9 damage on you.
Yeah.
But then again, he can be like you can use ECL the base on this because it costs 6, and a 9/6 with overwhelm that you can ambush in. That's potentially very strong, I guess.
That's wild.
So very cool cards spoiled so far, I think.
And I also saw now, I haven't seen that before, but he also had this trait Knight.
Yeah.
I wonder what that is.
It's a reference for like the Night Sisters. He is, I think he's involved with them somehow. I don't really remember, but I have seen that in some of the cartoons.
Yeah. So I'm because since I'm super new, I was like, I wonder what if there will be cards there is like, if this is a Knight unit, he will, I don't know.
Yeah, probably sooner or later something probably will like synchronize with the Knight.
Yeah.
If nothing else, if you have a lot of Knight units, you can use. Now there are 2 of them. The card that
true.
It makes you you can play a unit cheaper if you have the same trait as a unit in play.
5 cheaper, right?
Yeah, but it costs 3, and you get 5 cheaper. So it's the effect is two cheaper.
True.
Yeah. True. But that's a potentially lethal thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
So should you go through some of the?
I mean, I was thinking about. I wasn't thinking about going through all the 5 cards there. I was thinking.
You don't have to.
I have 4 cards that I have seen that I was like, these are cool.
Yeah.
And one card is so it's a non-color card, and it's Porg.
Yeah, the Porg.
And if you Google that card or whatever, you see it in spoilers in our Discord or whatever, they are super cute. I don't know what they are, but they are super cute. And also the card costs 0, which I think is cool it's a new thing for a unit. At least I haven't seen it before. And it's a 1/1. So it's very interesting to see, because will that be a card that is needed to like sacrifice for something or for make something to happen? So I think it's interesting cards. Cost 0. It's a 1/1 and nothing else. There's no color of it.
Yeah,
it's a cute picture.
Actually heard someone say like you can with the card I referenced before. Then now there's 2 of them. If you're playing Han 1, he has the ability of taking a card from hand and making it a resource for the turn. So if you play this on turn 1, it costs 0. Then you have because it's a creature, so you have a creature out.
Yeah.
Then if you use Han's ability, you can you get 3 resources.
Yeah.
And now there are 2 of them cost 3.
Yeah.
So you could effectively play. Now there are 2 of them on turn 1 and play a 5 cost creature on turn 1.
That is crazy.
I'm not sure what kind of 5 cost creatures we have.
No.
But a 5 cost anything on turn 1
is good.
Could be very, very nasty. And you get a Porg and a 5 cost creature. Of course, if you do this with Han 1, it costs you 4 cards.
Yeah.
So it costs you your entire hand.
Yeah, true.
But
I mean, it can be worth it if you get a super strong creature out. And also there might be, even if you don't know what creatures cost 5 today, I can't recall any. There might come new creatures in this set also we don't know of.
Could be a good one. So maybe it's a creature that draws you a card or something, so it's not that bad that you used your whole hand to get a Porg and another creature on turn 1.
Yeah, so that's my first card. I think it's interesting, and it's one of these like spoiled cards, and I was like, it's interesting that it spoiled that card, because in just like when I see it at first, I was like, what? Why? Why would I play that? But it gives me a feeling that there will something will come where that will be good. And the second card I was thinking about was Anakin Skywalker. Is the flavor text is, I can't even see what the flavor text is. Force Prodigy. So Anakin Skywalker, Force Prodigy. Again, I love the picture on this one. It's a 1 cost yellow-white card, It's a 1/1. It has force and fringe. And the reason why I say this card is because there's a new word here, hidden. This unit can't be attacked if it was played this phase. And I think that's interesting because it will, like, you play out the card and it can't be attacked, and then you can do something with it the next turn. It also has shielded, so I don't know. It's an interesting card. It's a 1/1 card though. So, but what I was thinking is that it's a good card to get out the first turn to activate force things, like get a force token early, or use force throw where you want to have a force unit, because if you have a force unit, force throw makes your opponent or yourself throw a card, and then you may deal damage to a unit equal to the card's cost that you throw.
Yeah.
So that is super good. For instance, like in the Queenland Tarkin Town deck that is very popular right now, that card is super good to play out first turn. So you can use actually on the first turn force throw. So I think that's an interesting card.
It's an interesting new mechanic, hidden.
The hidden, for sure.
I guess that's gonna show up on a few cards this set, probably.
Yeah,
and that could be quite the thing actually, if you can play out something that's not, and your opponent's not able to attack it that turn.
Yeah,
it can still be removed with the removal cards.
Okay.
It's just that he can't be attacked.
Yeah, attacked. True. True.
Yeah. But still interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting. And the third card was I just like, when I had this before also, but now when we were talking, I was like, good lord, this is such a good card. It's Qui-Gon Jinn as a sprite, and it's a 5 costs. It's yellow-white, and it has 3/6. And the traits are Jedi, Republic, Vehicle, and Fighter. And the card text is, on attack, the next time you use a when played ability this phase, you may use that ability again. And I was thinking, because now when you said the thing about Qui-Gon, that if you have a when played effect on the card, and when you play with him, this card will be super good.
Yeah, it's very nice in that deck. It's gonna be interesting to see what people can make, what kind of decks you can make with when played.
Exactly.
Like theme on the deck. It's like the opposite from Thrawn. That he wants the when defeated effect,
exactly.
And Qui-Gon wants the when played effect.
Yeah, I think that's super cool. It's such a cool thing to buy FFD to do that. I really like that. And also, it's it's a good card. It's like a 5 cost. It's a 3/6. It's a pretty, like, it will stay on the table quite well. And if you have, for instance, play this on with a pilot, it will be super strong. So
yeah. And I really like that they so far has, like, from my perspective at least, nailed all the. So I mean, the when played effects goes to a heroic character, and the when defeated effects goes to a villainy character.
It's very
it feels very thematic. It's like villainy is more interested in when defeated, but like the heroic leaders characters are more interested in, like, when played, when you, like, play your unit, not when you defeat the unit. It's really nice that they've
it's really nice. Right, so villain is like, we will win at whatever cost. So when defeat, it doesn't matter.
I'll defeat my own units to be able to win.
Like, and here it's more like when you play this card, something happens. It's more like, it's more the good side. See, you kind of agree with me here. Yeah. And the fourth card, this is the one I'm most excited about, actually. It's a blue card. It's just one. It's blue. It's Watto. Is that how it's called? Watto. No money, no parts. No money, no parts, no deal. So it's a 3-cost card, blue. It has the trait Fringe. It's a 1/6 the trait, and the text says, on attack, an opponent chooses 1. you give an experience token to a friendly unit, or you draw a card. So when I attack with Watto, my opponent choose either I give an experience token to one of my friendly units or I draw a card. But why am I excited about this card, Magnus?
I guess you want to play it in Ray.
Yes, because Ray, for you who don't know, I like Ray. And when Ray, she can pay 1 and exhaust, and then she can give an experience token to a unit that has 2 or less in power. So that means that I can give 2 experience tokens to Watto, which makes him a 3/9. And a 9...
3/8.
3/8, sorry, 3/8. An 8, it's pretty hard to kill something that has 8.
It is.
And he will probably attack at least one time, but probably more.
Yeah, I mean, the on attack is really good. I mean, it's only good things you get. I guess it could be that you give an experience token to a friendly unit, because he can give that to himself. It's not another friendly unit. So there is like no downside for him.
No.
From the on attack. Either way, you're either getting a bigger unit or you get a card. I mean, I guess the downside is a 1/6 for 3. It doesn't do that much damage from start, and it's not a big threat from start. But in a more mid-range or more control-y, maybe double Blu-ray or like a more... I think it could be a very annoying unit for the opponent.
I mean, I seen when because I play C3PO in a lot of my decks, and I see when he comes out, because he's a 1/4, he is super annoying. People really are annoyed with him, especially if I put a lightsaber on him or something. So he about to come out 1 turn later. So I think he is an interesting card. I will probably pick up my Ray decks again when that comes out. So those are the cards, like 4 cards that I like really saw.
And I mean, they've spoiled quite a lot of art from the set as well.
They're really nice.
And I really like the art. Getting better and better.
Yeah,
there are. I haven't seen from. I really starting to like most of the art that the sets are producing. So that's really nice.
The new playmats look really good.
They do. Like you only need 1 playmat to play, but I guess I always get too many playmats after a while. I don't know why I do that. But
how many do you have again?
I don't know. Let's not go there.
Okay, fair enough.
It's not a good idea.
I think I will order a playmat with the porgs on.
Yeah, porg mat.
The porg mat. Super good.
It's gonna be
super good.
Yeah, so that's a few cards. I'm really excited for next set. I mean, if you love Star Wars as I do, the Force characters are of course very iconic. So a set with only Force characters, like Force leaders at least, and a lot of units probably as well.
Yeah,
with Force traits. It's gonna be interesting.
It will.
It's gonna be really nice to see. Yeah.
And even if I'm a little bit overwhelmed already, still with set 4, and now when set 5 comes in, it's like, oh my god, no! But I really look forward to it. Now I'm really into to jump to Lightspeed, and I really enjoy that set. It's what I think that this is the best set I have been playing. I wasn't in the first one, and kind of not in the second one, but this is a really good set, Jump to Lightspeed, and I'm excited to play this more and then go into the next Legends of the Force. It will be super interesting.
Gonna be fun.
I am into the game.
Yeah, good.
You gave me the first fix.
You're stuck.
I am stuck. Yeah, for sure.
Nice.
I even started to play some Pokemon because of this. But Star Wars is this is my poison for sure. All right.
Okay.
So running up here
before we, I think so.
Yeah.
I think it's time for our question of the week.
Yes, always tell me the odds. That's what we're doing here at the end. And this time it's a little bit different because usually either you ask me or I ask you something. But this time we actually got a question a question from our guest from the last episode, from Pontus, our judge. He wrote to me and was like, if you want always tell me the odds thing, I got a question for you. And he wrote me in Discord, and he put a spoiler on the answer. So I haven't clicked that, so I don't know the answer to this. So let's go into that. I will read the question, and there's one thing here that you need to explain because I am not sure what that is. Since I don't know stuff like this. But the question that Pontus put up is, when shuffling your deck, the goal is to have the cards in a random order. So far, I'm with him. How much more random does pile shuffling make your result compared to not doing that? So when shuffling your deck, the goal is to have the cards in random order. How much more random does pile shuffling make your deck compared to not doing the pile shuffling? So what is pile shuffling?
So pile shuffling, if you haven't done it yourself, you've probably seen players do it. I usually do it after putting a deck together, at least when all the cards are in like the order that I've taken them out. So they are like stacked in how I made the deck.
So the 3 Yodas are together, the 3 Force Thrower are together. Yeah.
So pile shuffling is basically you just choose like to make 4, 5, or 6 piles on the table, and you start from the top of the deck like in order, and you put them in piles. The thought about it is that all of the cards won't be, as you said, all 3 ofs won't be put like close together. They will spread out into different piles, and then just bring all the piles together and you shuffle as you usually do normally.
All right.
So
I do that, but I didn't know it was pile shuffling. So, but all right.
Yeah. So I'll let you answer first, because I have heard talk about this. So I have never checked out if it's what the answer, but I have a thought.
Ooh, so this is something the community talks about. There's a controversy.
Yeah.
Ooh, nice. So okay. So how much more random? I mean, it gets pretty random when you just shuffling it also, but I guess it will make some difference. But I'll say it makes it at 15% more random compared to if I'm not doing it. Is it that much though? Yeah, let's say 15.
15.
Yeah.
So okay, so I'm not sure if this is accurate, but I've heard like that. I've heard that this actually doesn't help you at all of getting a 0%.
0%. All right.
Like if you, I think it's called riffle shuffling. The normal, like when you take half of the deck and you like shuffle it into the other deck, stuffing it in.
The one you put them together and
yeah. I think that's called riffle shuffle. So I think it is something like if you do that, I even think like Magic actually has like rules for how many times you should do that to like count the deck being shuffled. And I think that is like 6, 7, or 8 times, something like that. If you do that, then you have shuffled your cards, and it will be like random. And
I don't want to do that with my cards.
No, not but I mean, even if you shuffle like you usually do, that makes the same thing as if you like riffle them together. It's just a different way of doing it.
All right.
It is the same. It's shuffling the same way.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
Hard to explain on a podcast, but I think people understand when we're talking about shuffling.
Yeah.
But so my guess is actually 0%.
All right. So I guess 15 and you guess 0. All right.
Yeah.
I'm pressing the spoiler thing here now. 75%. No, sorry, I'm kidding. So 0%. It has no effect on how random the order of the cards are in your deck. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, it makes sense.
I guess as long as you do the normal shuffling, the riffle type shuffling, at least I think it's. I'm not sure if it's something tells me it's like something. 7, 8, 9 times.
All right.
Then you should have a complete random.
I mean, it makes sense. But I don't know. I said 15%, and then I said maybe it's a little bit lower. Of course, it's lower, but I still think it helps. I will continue doing it.
Yeah. Even if I mean, I don't. It feels better.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but
if I don't
like
do it,
starting to shuffle a deck like that.
Yeah. if I don't do it, I will always have at least one card in my deck that are like come together. I will.
Yeah, two of the same cards will like stick together.
Yes.
It feels like it should do that, but as Pontus says here, it probably has nothing to do with it.
Yeah, I know.
You can have.
I know he's a judge and he knows stuff, but I still think it's at least 2%.
Yeah, and when you shuffle normally, you can still get two of the same cards.
Yeah.
That's after each other. So it's like
yeah, of course.
Yeah,
it's I mean, it's 7. Yeah, of course. It makes sense. It's 0%, to be honest. If you actually shuffle the deck properly, of course it is like that. So it was a good question. So listeners, if you have something like this, let us know somehow, and then you can send us.
Like
in our Discord, you could send us there with a spoiler, because we will not press if it's a question for us in this section of the podcast. We will not press the spoiler, and we can use it if we think it's good. It fits, of course.
That would be really fun if we get more questions like this. So thank you very much, Pontus, and thanks again for being on our podcast last time.
For sure,
really fun.
Sure.
So,
yeah.
Okay, so. That's about it for this week. We have a Discord, as we said. Please join and ask us questions, or just like hang out. It's not super active. We're not that many on there right now, but if we get more and we get questions and people getting more active, we'll also, of course, join in. It would be super fun. We have our episodes on YouTube. Please check that out. You can find both me and Marcus as Dragonfly and following on Discord, both the international Discord and the Swedish Discord. So thanks for listening, and we'll talk to you next week. Bye bye.
Bye bye.